This chapter is about classification and how scientists have classified over the years, tried to make sense of the relationships between organisms. We use scientific names instead of common names because common names can be confusing. They vary among languages from place to place. Lots of different names can be used to indicate the same animal. Cougar, puma, panther, and mountain lion are all used to indicate the same animal, Felis con color. Conversely, we can say big cats, and that can mean a lion, a tiger, Felis con color. So scientists strove to have a standardized system of names, started with Latin and Greek, and they still kind of stem from Latin and Greek today. English translation, it's long phrases would describe a species in great detail. So an English translation of a scientific name would be oak with deeply divided leaves that have no hairs on their undersides and no teeth around their edges. And scientists also focused on different characteristics for different species, different groups of species. The guy in charge of coming up with what we use today is Carolus Linnaeus. The naming system is called binomial nomenclature. This is really important to know, how that is written. The scientific name is usually Latin, or it stems from Latin. It's written in italics, which is the version of the font that's kind of tipped to the side. If we're writing that in our own handwriting, you're going to underline it to indicate italics. The first word begins with a capital letter, and the second word is lowercase. Here's an example. Polar bear is Ursus maritimus. The first part of the name is the genus name. It's a group of similar species. The genus Ursus contains 5 other species of bears, including the grizzly bear. The second part is the species name. It's unique, and it's a description of the habitat or of an important trait. Maritimus refers to the sea. Here's another example. The scientific name of the red maple is Acer rubrum. Acer is all maple trees, and rubrum describes the color in Latin. This grouping is called systematics, also called taxonomy, because the different groups that have biological meaning, those groupings, are called taxa. Singular is taxon. Linnaeus had a classification system that organized species into a hierarchy or a ranking. And back then, there was no knowledge of DNA or molecular biology, and so Linnaeus grouped species according to anatomy. He had 7 levels. This goes from most specific to most general. If you think of measuring cups that all kind of fit into one another, or a set of kitchen bowls from the smallest to the largest. Species, specific, you can see that. So this is the smallest number of organisms. Kingdom is very broad, contains many, many, many organisms. Kingdom Animalia, all of the animals on Earth. Have an example here of camels. So a Bactrian camel is the species. The genus is all the camels. And then we move up to more and more general, or I guess we're moving down in this case. Family. You can see we're including llamas. Family Camelidae. Order is a little bit more broad. Camels and llamas, also with deer and cattle. So this is an order. Hoofed animals with an even number of toes. Even more general, the class. So this is class Mammalia. These are all mammals which would also include us. So now we're all in the same group together. You see we have squirrels here too, giraffes. Then we have phylum. Phylum is chordata. Every one of these organisms has a spinal cord. So now we have snakes in there also. So we're getting more and more general, more broad. And then, like I said, kingdom Animalia, all the multicellular animals are in this category. There are problems with this initial classification system, and I already made reference to it a little bit. Overall similarities and differences are structural here. We didn't know anything about genetics, DNA, proteins, amino acid sequence, those kinds of things. Species is decided by determining who mates with whom and produces fertile offspring. So this is actually what's called a natural classification. A natural classification because it actually comes from nature. After that, it's pretty arbitrary. Researchers are studying camels, for instance, and looking at the similarities and differences between species and grouping them together in that way. The example we have here is barnacles and limpets that live attached to rocks. They have similar looking shells. Crabs don't look anything like these two guys, but if you looked at them and classified them, you'd probably put limpets and barnacles together and crabs in a different group. Modern classification looks beyond similarities and differences, and like I said, we look at DNA sequences and things like that, and we will get into that in more detail in the coming sections.